How can our halberds be real when our optics aren't real? Hey, remember those tanks that are not main battle tanks? You know, the ones that you have to use because another faction was able to rush to the tech plant when Esamir unlocked? Yeah, the one that starts with like that terrible 6-shot cannon, that thing, whatever it's called. The lightning, yeah, that thing! Well, we can actually use these as a cheaper form of setting up armor columns in the future, since nanite costs are going up, and Command wants me to get this budget cut thing done as fast as possible so we can save money for certain concessions. Okay, let's go over some of the basic strategies for these cheap excuses for tanks. One lightning out by itself is just a gift for the C4 fairies. 3 lightnings is serious trouble for the enemy. More than 5 is the start of an okay armor column. Stay close to enough to each other to where you can call out your targets in a stupid form like that one over there to the left and have everyone understand you, but far enough to where the area of effect weapons of Araxis don't pose significant threats to your armor. Remember that lightnings go kinda fast, but not as fast as harassers, so you want to keep away from those big open areas where harassers can outmaneuver you. Also, it would be good to stay out of close quarters areas where a main battle tank can just simply outgun you at point blank range. If at all possible, go for the rear of the vehicles because more often than not, they'll do more damage if you hit them right where the sun don't shine as opposed to in their face. Except for Sunders, those things just won't die. Alright, let's go over the enarmaments and what kind of things you can put on these guns. First thing is that terrible stock cannon you get for the great achievement of installing the game. Ditch this immediately. I tested the thing in every scenario I could think of in VR, and I could not find a point where it would be more effective to use this weapon as opposed to any other cannon in any other situation. Like magazine for magazine, even the Skyguard is more effective than this stupid thing. Seriously, this thing exists to be replaced and to teach new players that not all stock weapons are good. The only attachment you should use for this thing is another cannon. Then comes the basic P whatever cannon that should have been the default gun for this lightning. This is your go-to when you don't quite know when you're going up against and you have at least 1 to 2 people in your tank column. Don't go around thinking you're going to be able to take out MBTs with ease unless you have at least 2 friends with you, which you should have at all times anyway. Never leave the tank pack. Your strength is in numbers when you're rolling in lightnings. Anti-armor and anti-personnel are exactly what you'd expect them to be. They're great for the situation that they're specialized in, but they're absolute crap for everything else. If you're going to pull one of these, I suggest telling your column that you're forming that you're going to, so you don't have a bunch of people pulling the same thing and you become completely useless at anything else. Nothing is more infuriating than having your armor column be a bunch of anti-personnel cannons, only to find out that the enemy pulled an armor column and now you're part of a shooting gallery because your guns just frickin' tickle. They don't even hurt, they just tickle. It's pathetic. Now, as for optics, let's see. I'm gonna say thermal scope for AI and optical scope for AP, but that's just common sense. What do I know? And lastly, this leaves the Skyguard. Lastly, the Nanite System Skyguard serves a very unique role compared to the other cannons that you can buy for the Lightning. More often than not, Skyguards are out by themselves trying to take out aircraft, which is a thing I heavily object to based on what I have said previously in this video, but I understand that you need to spread out in order to cover all of the available airspace. To which I say to all of this, use the buddy system. You're not in a group, but you have one guy to watch your back in case, I don't know, the C4 fairy comes or a main battle tank decides that you'd be a great kill. Like, yes, you do some damage to other things with the Skyguard, but for the most part, it's usually better to just get out of your tank and use like an anti-vehicle turret or your rocket launcher or whatever you have, and have your Skyguard lightning be a form of temporary cover or a diversion so that you can get out of there. Now let's review this stuff so that we can get onto that budget cutting and I can get back to our concessions and other such things. There's safety in numbers when you roll in lightnings. Remember your speed and armor capabilities when rolling in a lightning. Don't get outflanked by harassers in open ground or outgunned by main battle tanks in close quarters. The starter gun is pure shit, don't use it. Anti-armor and anti-personnel guns are situational, so don't have your group roll with exclusively one kind of cannon. The Skyguard needs to be used in tandem with the buddy system. That's it for today, Araxians. Sorry this took so long to put out, but I want to make sure that I got this whole file format and 60 frames per second thing down before I uploaded anything else, so that I could deliver the best quality of video to you. I encourage you all to subscribe if you enjoy this video, because that's the best way to see more videos like this one. If you have any additional questions, feel free to leave them here in the comments or in the Reddit thread I make about this in our Planetside, or you can always ask me directly on my new Ask FM account, which is totally the best idea ever. It's not just a way to get spam bots and stuff. And I don't know why I made it. I just felt like doing it. Until next time, play tactically, Araxians.